Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Nivedita Rajan, sports psychologist, and on the occasion of World Mental Health Day, I would like to suggest a few tips that will help us to feel better. My first tip would be that it's always important to remember that health is made up of three components: physical health, mental health, and social health. And all these three are very closely interconnected. And even if one of the components is out of balance, the other two tend to get affected. So when you're feeling down, you are neglecting your physical health, you're not going out for a walk, or you're not exercising, you're also trying to neglect your social health, you don't want to socialize, you do not interact with people. So one way is to always focus on our physical health and on our social health so that the mental health is also maintained in balance. The second tip that I would suggest is whenever we are faced with any adversity, any kind of stress or any kind of anxiety in life, it's always better to reach out and speak to someone. That someone could be your partner, it could be your spouse, it could be a friend, it could be a relative, it could be a mentor, your teacher, any of your loved ones. The third tip that I would suggest is, in today's world, whether you're working in the corporate sector, whether you're working in business, whether you're in sports field, or any kind of occupation that you are in, we are always bombarded with internal and external pressures. And sometimes this could be very taxing on an individual. So what we could do is take a break, relax, rejuvenate, and then come back to the business that we are doing. The fourth tip is very important. It talks about practicing self-compassion. So self-compassion here means being kind to yourself, forgiving, accepting, and showing some self-love. So what happens is sometimes we put so much pressure on ourselves that when we do not meet certain expectations, we tend to get negative and look down on ourselves. So showing some kind of self-compassion will help us to build our self-esteem and also improve our mental health. The last and final tip, what I really advocate, is practicing self-help techniques. We are the best people who can help ourselves. And some ways of doing it is by following the journaling activity. Journaling involves writing down our thoughts and feelings on a daily basis so that we can reflect on it at a later point of time. We could also work on our physical health by working on our fitness, doing some kind of strength training, and then also doing self-reflections, introspecting into ourselves. Anxiety reduction techniques is going to help us really well and work in a long term. That is, would include like breathing techniques, simple ones, mindfulness exercises, and also relaxation exercise.